Hello, happy Saturday. Hello, Facebook, hey, Instagram. So it's Coffee and Convos Day. I'm a little bit later than normal. I did want to sleep in a little bit and actually shower for once so that you guys actually see what I look like when I have makeup on. So grab a coffee, light up your diffuser. Quick crash course today. I want to keep it short. Just because I really do like being able to post some of this stuff on Instagram as well. So today's conversation, Coffee and Convo's topic, is actually all about recovery post wine night. Now, it's not to say that I promote drinking because that's actually very not true. I myself have actually reduced my drinking habits in a very, very large quantity. But now saying that, people go to weddings, people go to stag and does, people go on vacation, and there is something to be said about even just having a few glasses that can affect you in a massive way. And rather than us having to suffer the next day, maybe it's good that you guys know about some tools that can speed up your recovery so that you can actually, enjoy your day after. Especially after weddings and stuff like that, because you still have things to do. Usually there's, present opening and all that jazz. Or you have to work like myself. So now what I'm going to give you guys is some really good tips, and I'm going to explain why these oils are so great for that. And I'm really excited because I know that this is a topic in that's actually pretty popular. Drinking is legal, so it's something that everybody does. And every now and again, sitting back with a bunch of ladies, having some wine, talking about oils, talking about whatever your topics are, and just enjoying each other's company is one of the biggest stress reliefs there are. So long as you're not using it as a crutch, there is this space of socializing that actually does tend to reduce cortisol, right? Community, and it's just a social thing. So now the next day though, if you wake up and you're not feeling very well, you're overly tired, you may be a little nauseous, maybe not, maybe you're just like at the more tired stage. There's a couple of things you can do to speed up that recovery. So the first thing I'm going to talk about that I would do first thing in the morning, depending on the state that I'm in. So we're going to talk firstly about if you are just kind of needing to work the next day after a wedding, you're not really hungover to say, you're more so just not feeling the greatest. You're not motivated. You're kind of dragging your butt. And some of these things that I'm going to teach you guys can actually work with not the hangover, but it could just work with just being up really late one night, having to, do you're doing a big project or something and you had to do the grind, and the next day you need some more support. There's a couple of things that we can do. So the first one is actually to wake up. The first thing I do when I wake up is actually, depending on how hungry I am, is I will actually, I forgot my digestion, I will rub some digestion on my stomach. Now, I do that automatically because I suffer from heartburn, and alcohol really promotes heartburn. So I actually love to rub it topically on my stomach. The second thing that I like to do is actually use Zendocrine. I'll pull this guy out and I will rub it across my liver area, just so you know, your liver is on the right, and it's actually just below the rib cage. And so because some people might be a little nauseous at this stage, this is a way for you to get support really fast, targeted to an area that you need, just to help with things like detoxification, antioxidant production. So Zendocrine is a combination of essential oils that are really, really, really supportive to our detoxification system. And the faster that we can remove those things from our liver, the better we will feel. So Zendocrine is a product that I actually always have on hand. It comes in a soft gel for those of you who do not like to have an essential oil. It does have a very potent herbal smell, but it is super supportive to the liver. So this is one that I put on. The next thing that I will do is actually take a Mitomax. Mitomax is a beautiful supplement that works with your mitochondria, and I kind of wish that I started using this product earlier on in my journey through health, because this will give you amazing energy that is maintained for long periods of time without any jitters. There is no caffeine in it. It's a combination of things like alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, ginkgo biloba, ginseng. Oh no, not ginkgo biloba, quercetin. But there's like these different parts of it. So there's a mitochondrial energy cofactor, there's a circulation support blend, and then adaptogenic blend. So these are really, really thought out products. And so what we want to be doing when we're actually supporting ourselves through the process is to give ourselves that energy, that little boost, right? Now, I use Mito 2 Max every single day. For people like myself who are recovering from burnout and adrenal fatigue and all of that jazz, this is super supportive to that. So to me, I am using this daily. I love it. I couldn't imagine a day without it. I went without it for a week and I was like, I noticed such a big difference. Now, another thing to really take into consideration is how you're feeling emotionally. Alcohol tends to be a depressant. I know that sometimes it's kind of this vicious cycle with alcohol that sometimes we get into, especially when we're kind of on vacation, is that it's fun, we're all together, so it's that community is there. But then when you get home, it's like you're back to having to create a life again that has what we call adulting in it. And sometimes our mood from what we've done to our bodies kind of dips a lot. And that's a huge factor in just what's going to come for us later. So having that emotional support is super important. So for me, on a day when I've had lots of wine the night before and connected with lots of ladies, because I do love that, I actually love to put some elevation in the tips of my hair. It is really simple, and it means that I'm constantly getting whiffs of it through my olfactory. And so I just literally will go like this. It's something that I've shown before, but it's very supportive. So now I've supported my mood and I've supported myself physically using most people on the day after they've had some drinks. They will literally just go and grab a coffee. And I was really bad for that as well. But by doing so, you're actually putting more pressure on your adrenals, and you're actually also putting a little bit more pressure on your liver when your liver already has to work so hard. So before I even have a coffee, I have done all of this. The next thing that I'm going to do for myself throughout the day is rub I'm going to continue to rub Zendocrine 2. I'm going to use my Zengest probably every couple of hours. If I have no nausea, then I don't care. But if I do have a little bit of nausea, especially for my younger millennials where you're just getting used to what your body can handle, and you're still going out to the bar and sometimes you dance it off, you don't realize just how your day is going and how you're feeling. That's actually a huge thing to have access to, is support to that area so that you can recover quicker until you learn what is for you, what you can handle. And that's a whole process of learning and growing up and just part of life. So the next thing I'll do is actually drink lemon water. Lemon is, again, lemon or grapefruit. It depends what you like. I personally like grapefruit. It's really high in limonene. And so what that means is again, super supportive to the detoxification process of the liver in phase 2. If you want to be really good for yourself, if you actually eat this with cruciferous vegetables, this will put you in phase 1 detoxification. Cruciferous vegetables are things that are green and leafy. Now, unfortunately, when you're not feeling the greatest after you have had some wine the night before, you may not be so apt to have those things. But if you can handle a smoothie, maybe throw some in there, maybe throw some spinach in whatever kind of fatty egg you want. I don't know, but just having those things are all going to benefit you faster. And your recovery time will actually surprise you. Now, the last thing that I do, and this is all throughout the day, is so there's two things actually. When I start drinking my water, and that's going to be key, right? Is really hydration is going to be the thing that really supports you through this, that helps now that you've put the detox stuff on, you want to continue that stuff to detox out. And so water is going to be the thing to flush that system out, to support your liver, to support your kidneys as they go through that, and your bladder. So now what I do with that though, to up that, is actually I use the metabolic blend, which is Smart and Sassy. I will use that all day, 2 drops in my jug of water. It's kind of pepperminty. It has things in it. It has grapefruit in it. So it kind of boosts just basically how your metabolism is working. And that's what you want. You want that stuff to go out faster. But it also helps to wake you up a little bit because of the peppermint and some of the other beautiful oils in there. And lastly, when I can, I incorporate this guy. You will notice this surge of good feeling, especially when you're feeling bad. This is where you will see such a huge impact on how you're feeling, is incorporating this, because you're actually basically replenishing things that you've stripped away. Alcohol strips away so much of our, so there are, and this is the best way to explain it, there are foods that actually help you to, you know, live and to heal. And then there are foods that actually not only just do nothing, but they strip you of those things. And so alcohol is one of those things that will strip you of so much. And not only that, it actually just has impacts throughout the entire body and so many other organs in a negative form. Now, I just explained that sometimes in a social setting, it does have that stress reduction. And that's why you just need to know what is important in your limitations. So replenishing is going to be one of the most important and crucial things that you can do for yourself. Having this beautiful combination of basically nutrients that you get to replenish in your vitamins and minerals. This here being your brain fog, your omegas, the clear thinking. There's nothing like having brain fog the day after having some wine or being at a wedding, and you just can't even really think through things. You can't work. You have to be able to do things that are on autopilot. Parenting is always much harder. And I'm gonna just say a quick thing about that. As we get older, our recovery time is much longer and our tolerance is much lower. There's very good reasons for that. And I'm a certified cancer prevention and longevity advisor with nutrition. And so there's a very good reason. I understand the aging process and what happens to us in that space. And when we go through this aging process and when we're younger, we recover quicker because they can actually basically create apoptosis, which is cell death, and regeneration much quicker than what we do as we get older. And for us, if we have damaged cells a little bit older, living and hanging around a little bit longer, that means that our recovery time is much longer, and those cells that should be dying off, they are hanging out longer. So it's not just you, it's not just, it is just part of the aging process. And so the more you can support your body through its natural detoxification normally, using things like this alpha CRS, this is amazing for, the word, like the supporting inflammation. And it's wonderful for supporting our detoxification. It's wonderful for supporting all of these spaces that we need. And then we have, again, the omegas, which is great for the brain fog. So I hope that you guys enjoy the Coffee and Convos. I know it's not a topic that I normally talk about, but it's something that happens. And it's important to know that the tools are there. We don't always have to run for Advil, or we don't always have to run for something like this. We can and if you have a headache, last one, this is a good one because I always forget there's sometimes headaches associated. You can either use past tense, or you can use a peppermint rollerball, and the peppermint rollerball will be probably your best friend in this. And it's important to see how many times you can really use these oils. Like you can I reach for oils 100% of the time. And it's a great, great way to know that I'm supporting my body the way that it needs to be supported. So kind of a different topic today for Coffee and Convos. I hope you guys have a great day, great weekend. Excited to talk to you guys next week. And today, Instagram is having a huge overhaul, so I'm going to say bye to you guys. And then Facebook,